Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another home theater hangout with yours truly. And then we're also joined today with Jordan, aka Haterade Cowboy. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Shane?
Not much, except for some exciting news, not only in the newest 4K reviews, 4K movie reviews that we've been doing recently. Also, what's going on today or this past weekend or week is the new stuff in CEDIA. And
Yep.
by the way, some of you guys, I think at least one of you guys left a comment here. Everything Home Theater. We are not at CEDIA. We're actually at our houses.
Yep. This is the first year in 4 years for me that I'm not at CEDIA. So I was there the last 3 years. Had to make a decision not to go this year because in a couple weeks I'm going to go shoot Ryan's home theater. So I was like, I gotta pick my battles here, and I'd rather go do that. So
And what's Ryan got at his house?
he's got I believe it's called the Mad VR home theater experience by what is the name of his I forget the name of his company, but he's got the 50 inch. I mean, he's it's like state of the art. It's like 1.5 million or something theater. He's got the 50 inch Ascendo. He's got like Christie projector, and he's got a couple projectors in there. He's got like dual systems, Storm audio, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently it's supposed to be pretty incredible. So he actually invited me out there earlier this year. He was like, "Hey man, you want to come shoot it?" And I was like, "Sure." So I was gonna try to go. My original plan was to go to Cedia, and then do that. But I was like, "Man, that's gonna be a long trip because that's 3 or 4 days for Cedia, and then I got to stay there another 2 or 3 days to shoot." I was like, "That's gonna be too much money, hotel and travel." So I was like, "Let me just do it a couple weeks after Cedia." So yeah, I'll be doing that. Fly out on the 19th. I'll be there Friday through Sunday. We're gonna spend all day Saturday filming. Gary from Storm Audio, he's gonna fly out there for the interview. Film half day on Sunday, and I'll fly back. And then that next week I'll be editing. So hopefully that following week later in the week I'll have the home theater tour up.
Nice. Very nice. And speaking of giant subwoofers from Ascendo, we have a little news here. This is their brand new speaker, which they're calling the Ascendo Halo 10 Proactive EXT Cardioid. I guess they're calling it a cardioid because it has the circular pattern around the tweeter, which is in the middle. So this is a
That doesn't
three-way
even look
active
like a
speaker.
subwoofer.
So I think it was kind of like a flower almost.
Yeah.
So as Ascendo explains it, unlike conventional speakers that radiate sound omnidirectionally, often causing unwanted reflections and bass buildup, the Halo 10 directs low frequency energy forward, minimizing rear wall interactions in the middle. There's a 10-inch mid-range driver operating at 200 hertz up, paired coaxially with a 3-inch compression driver surrounded by six 8-inch woofers in a cardioid array.
6 8-inch woofers.
So that's a big speaker. Unfortunately, that's not going to show us the size because it's just a little speaker. But there's some videos out there on YouTube where it's actually pretty big. It's like this yay big. As you can imagine, 6 8-inch drivers is pretty big.
Yeah, I haven't. Have you seen what the cabinet looks like? I haven't yet.
That's it right there.
So that's what I was. Okay, so is
Yeah,
that just the driver or the cabinet? Because I couldn't tell.
that's
So
the whole thing. That's
that's
the whole
the whole
speaker.
thing.
Yeah.
That is an odd design. That's some interesting engineering there. Have you talked
Yes.
to Jeffrey about that yet?
No, no, yeah, he's been there. So, and by the way, I don't know if this is confirmed price, but my inside contact over at Cedia today told me that the price for that speaker is $60,000. I don't know. I want to believe that's not true, but
I hope it's not true.
$60,000 for that.
Let's see.
That's
What's the
insanity.
50-inch cost? Do you remember?
I think the 50-inch wasn't it like something like 120 grand?
Oh, so this is half that then.
Yeah, I'm sure some of it has to do with that carbon fiber esque
Yeah.
finish too. I don't know how much of it, but still, if that's the real price, 60 grand, that's a lot.
And
I'm
yeah,
like,
that's like at that price point, how many are they actually selling to where they're making a profit? Like I don't think it's gonna be like, there's like a 21-inch subwoofer or even a 30-inch subwoofer. I can't imagine they're selling that many.
especially for that, especially when you can get other speakers like from Wilson Audio and stuff like that. That they're like they're like towers,
Hmm.
substantially built, and you get like a pair of them. That's this. Not saying that this is bad or anything like that, but
I wonder
it
how
just
that would
seems like
work
they're reaching.
for like that specific subwoofer would work for waveforming. Like, would it even be possible to use that, or
No,
is
it's
it?
a speaker. It's a speaker. It's not even a
I'm
subwoofer.
sorry, not yeah. I'm thinking of the. I was thinking it was a subwoofer. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, six drivers. What am I thinking? Six 8-inch drivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I wonder what kind of system somebody would be using that in. That's what I was thinking of the 64. I don't know why I got it mixed
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So this is the 64. So this is their new one.
Jesus,
So now they have the 2432
50
50-inch,
and a
64
64.
inch, 80-inch, and then the 100-inch.
And you saw the 100-inch in Germany.
I saw the 80-inch in Germany.
Oh, 80-inch. Okay.
Yeah. So this one here, I guess we don't really have to read too much on it, but it says unmatched performance, unrivaled impact. With each full excursion, the 64 displaces as much air as 40 18-inch subwoofers. A figure that is almost inconceivable until experienced. Its output is monumental, up to 148
That's crazy.
dB peak SPL, 113 dB LFE reference level at 5 hertz in large rooms, effortless response down to 1 hertz. Yet, with all that force, it remains incredibly fast and surgically precise thanks to its sealed, ultra rigid braced enclosure and exceptionally low resonance frequency. The 64 sub delivers a lightning fast impulse response and class leading low group delay below 20 hertz, outperforming every subwoofer on the market in its class.
148 dB peak. Like you'd have to, man, you'd have to have like land where there's like acres where there's no one around you, because you're definitely like double drywall ain't gonna do jack for that for your neighbors.
Well, like that 80-inch they had built a concrete enclosure for
Yeah,
it,
that's true. Man, that's crazy.
which was about the size of my bathroom. I think it's a little bit bigger than my bathroom was. Because I was sitting in there today and I was thinking about the 64 and I was like, oh, the 80-inch, about the size of this room. It's in the video, by the way, if you guys missed that. 80-inch Ascendo subwoofer. Look up that video. But this is, yeah, that's impressive too. I mean, they're just like, I don't know what else they're going to do. I would assume they're kind of plumb out of ideas for infrasonic subwoofers. Like,
Yeah,
what do you start filling in
and
72-inch next or something?
yeah, and practicality. Like, how many people in the world have these? Are buying these? I'm sure like there's gonna be some millionaire or something that's got like a ridiculous, like an actual theater in their home or something. But
Well, they had two of them at the CEDIA, that room in CEDIA. So
mm,
I guess it can fit.
jeez,
It
two?
can fit. Yeah,
Wow.
two of them. I guess my contact did say that he heard it at the show, and they were watching Interstellar, and that it was very aggressive. I guess we'll just put it that way.
I just used that demo too when I was shooting the JTR RS1 video when they go into the wormhole. So man, I can't imagine that scene with a 64-inch. Two of them.
I mean, I've got the 21, and I'm just like, ooh, that gets overbearing sometimes. I gotta crank it all the way down.
I mean, everything must be rattling in your house with that scene, huh?
Ah, it's actually not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad in the room. I mean, I don't get like stupid crazy. I try to control it enough where I try to be mindful.
Of the neighbors.
Before 7 o'clock, I get mindful.
Yeah,
Oh no, after 7.
my neighbor doesn't even look at me anymore. Like when I go outside, like he's out there, he doesn't look at me. I'm like, oh well, man, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't drive my system crazy either, but I have had some friends over. I had some friends over 2 weekends in a row, and I was doing demos, so I was like, Yeah, he could probably hear this, feel it. So, like, whatever, man.
What'd you have? Did you have something you want to bring up?
Yeah. Let's see. I still don't know how to work this. Add a scene. No, that's not right. Oh, I need to go back to this view here. Okay, let me. So this was announced this week.
Whoa.
Magnetar. We've got some brand new 4K Ultra HD slash media players. So I made a video today. So go check that out. I'm not
Shameless
gonna
plug.
shameless plug.
Oh, actually, no. This video's on your channel too. So. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, so I talked about this a little bit in the video for the Dolby Vision 2, but then I made a dedicated video where I talked about it and I talked about hopefully some features. So very exciting because there's not too many companies that are making premium Blu-ray players.
Mhm.
Obviously, Oppo. I mean, you had the we both reviewed. So we both reviewed the UDP 800 Magnetar. You also reviewed the 900, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they they're basically almost kind of like Oppo clones.
Yep.
The user interface looks exactly the same. I think only the images, on the homepage are different, but the menu system is exactly the same. The user interface is exactly the same. When you pull up the menus during the movie, like it's clearly the people at Oppo were working on these, but they're really the only ones that are making these really high end premium players. So it's going to be interesting to see, especially because I'm going to assume that with the new features, because they can do like AI, they've got some beefier insides, and like I said, you can go watch the channel to talk about that. But I think you're going to pull it up. Dolby Vision 2 got announced this week, the same time that these
Yep.
new players got announced. So I'm assuming either at launch, these will be supported, or later down the line, they're going to add a update to where they can support that.
Did you email them? Ask them. No.
I have not yet because they're at CEDIA right now, so they're
Oh,
probably not
gotcha.
giving.
Yeah.
They sent me the press kit, like I think on Tuesday, so I'll reach out to them. I don't even know if they can tell me yet, but I'm pretty sure that those new Blu-ray players are going to be able to support that at some point.
If not, it's gonna really suck. I
Yeah,
mean, because I had mentioned like you're gonna need like new movies and stuff. I wonder if they're actually gonna start, encoding the new stuff.
yeah, because
Dolby
then
Vision
you have to
2.
think about like bit rate and bandwidth too for those discs. Like I don't know what like how much more bandwidth it's going to take and how much bit rate it's going to take up, but if they can't handle it, the dual layer, then yeah, they're going to have to do, unless they're just going to keep it with streaming and TVs and stuff.
Yeah, that's a very popular video, especially among the collectors. At least on my channel,
I know,
that video just
37K last I looked.
yeah, the video blew up, and people were just like, I'm not gonna upgrade my 4K player. I'm not gonna need new movies. Blah 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 blah. I was like, damn guys. I mean, remember when they came out with that Dolby Vision IQ, where it was like,
Yeah,
I don't think that ever took off.
I
I've
don't think
never,
anybody ever used it.
yeah. I'm surprised they're calling it like Dolby Vision 2. Why wouldn't they just call it something different, like Dolby Vision Spectrum or something like
Yeah,
that?
somebody in one of my in the comments said they suspect that they're just combining Dolby Vision IQ, maybe like an updated version of it, and just calling it Dolby Vision 2. I don't know about that, but because there's not a whole lot of information other than what they've released on Dolby Vision 2, so I'm sure there's gonna be more information coming out over the next couple like weeks and months.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Well, then people were just like, "Is my TV gonna get updated?" I don't know if that's. It sounds like it's gonna be a new hardware thing because Hisense is coming out with it on their new TVs. They didn't mention anything about going backwards with their older TVs, so it sounds like it might be a hardware thing.
so what I said in my video is I'm pretty sure, just kind of like with I think the Nvidia Shield, the first one, the same thing with that one, Dolby Vision, those could support it, but it's the licensing because it's something that has to do with because I guess the hardware was already out or whatever. I'm
Hmm.
thinking the same thing as with these like the Hisense TV. I have the 2025 U U8. U8QG. It's like their flagship 65-inch. I'm pretty sure that TV can support it, but I don't know if it's going to get the update just because it's like, oh no, we have to use new technology. We have to use. I'm pretty sure the TV is powerful enough to support it, but they're probably going to do the thing where no, you have to buy the new TVs with the new chipset and licensing and all that stuff. So, and it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, and I did read. I guess this has a thing where if you are a creator, content creator, that they're gonna have that motion smoothing thing built in. I don't know. I forgot what the proper name was, but they can encode that in their, what's it called again? Industry adoption. It is called. Let's go beyond. Content intelligence. Anyways, they can encode their movies with like smoother frame rate. So, like say you put it into Dolby Vision 2 mode, and when it comes to them skiing or something like that, you can say inside that, as you're editing it, I want this part to be smooth, and then the TV will kick into like the smooth motion portion. They make everything like 48 frames per second or something like that.
So does that mean they're making it available like as an editor, like an editing software?
Yeah, I hear like it's in the editing suite,
Interesting.
you know, which is part of the, because I saw another video on it. I think they kind of mentioned it here somewhere, but content intelligence, blah, 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 blah. With AI capabilities, it will intelligently adapt to give you the best presentation. I forgot where it brought up the whole motion thing.
I'm not gonna hold my breath on that AI though, because I mean, we've reviewed a lot of the same
Well,
projectors, and the AI on that stuff is usually garbage.
it's like the Sony stuff, the reality creation is kind
Yeah,
of like their own version of AI, which I don't know if anybody uses, but I never use it.
I don't. I only turn it on for the reviews just to see like, hey, this is what it looks like, and I don't like it.
On the Zidoo player, it's really kind of crappy.
That,
Every
that's
time
that's the
yeah,
worst one.
it's like a selling feature too.
I know. It's like one of their yeah, it was one of their selling features. So I was like, okay, let me check this out. I was like, I don't even think I showed it in my review because I was like, I'm not. This is horrible.
I think it only works if you're watching 1080p. Then it AI
Yeah,
upscales,
yeah, that's right.
and
Yeah,
it's really red too. It makes everything like overly pink.
yeah, it
At least
looked
on mine.
horrible.
Yeah. So that's a Dolby Vision 2, which pretty sure you're probably gonna need some new hardware for it.
At least TVs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be backwards compatible with regular Dolby Vision. Like, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Another, what else did we have? Oh, we got this. I think it got announced today. There is a
Oh yeah.
brand new update for JVC owners. So, JVC offers free firmware upgrade for the NZ900, NZ800 projectors. Let's see what the free firmware highlights are. So, free firmware highlights, frame adapt HDR vivid. So, if you are a fan of the overly saturated vivid mode on your displays, this now has frame adapt HDR vivid. Frame adapt feature based on the perceptual quantizer curve, proprietary video processing technology for HDR content. JVC has remarkably improved contrast and color expression of the entire image by brightening. Oh, same stuff as before, just vivid mode. Highlight color control. JVC understands that not all home theater and video environments are alike. With its highlight color control feature coupled with its frame adapt HDR technology mode, the balance between brightness and saturation in highly intensity scenes is achieved. Now color and vivid scenes do not need to be sacrificed for brighter and vivid images. The images can be catered to your specific viewing needs through low, medium, and high levels, giving you the flexibility to cater your own preferences. So I guess JVC owners can control the highlight areas, the bright areas,
That's
for more
interesting.
vivid colors. So it just sounds like they're really kind of fine tuning their tone mapping. And then this is new. Multiple pixel control. In standard mode, improvements have been made to create images that are more natural and realistic. A new function, Smoother, has been added to our proprietary MPC. super resolution circuit. This effectively reduces artifact noise caused by video data compression and enables smoother and more realistic 8K video imaging while maintaining a natural high definition feel. It reduces visual incongruity and further enhances the quality of the video experience, even in videos that require the fine detail and sharpness. So look at that. Conventional versus standard. I guess it looks less noisy,
Yeah.
but smoother.
Are you still using your JVC or are you using the Sony right now?
I am on the Sony Projector 8, which you happen to have on hand as well.
Yeah, it's still in the box. I haven't had time to take it out and start working on the review yet. But yeah, I have that in house. Man, I got a bunch of stuff coming. But yeah, so which JVC projector do you have?
I had the 900. I may try to get the 800 just because I'd like to see what this new firmware update brings. But I've never used the 8K upscaling. I mean, I think one day I just left it on just to leave it on. At least with the older NZ8, I never used it because it always made that kind of high pitched sound. I don't know if you ever heard like the upscaling actuators. It would always have like this weird buzzing sound that it would always emit. So I always turned it off on the NZ8. Whereas on the NZ900, they seem to have fixed it, so it doesn't really do that anymore.
Well, you have your Hutchbox too now.
Yeah, now I got the Hutchbox, so it's like, I guess I probably maybe would use it more, but I didn't really see a difference on the 900. I didn't really see a difference.
Even at 150 on your screen?
Yeah, even at 150, I was just like, I was like, can I tell? I was like, is my vision just bad or what? But I mean, it looked all right. I guess certain things it would look a little smoother, but it wasn't enough to me where I was just like, I need to buy a JVC just for this 8K.
Yeah, I've been trying to get one from. That's one of the only projectors I haven't reviewed yet on the channel. But I've been trying to get one from AudioVice, but it seems like they don't have any.
Yeah, they're always sold out or on back order. I mean, the one that they sent me was like, it was so beat up looking. It came in this this concert case with the metal straps and everything on it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a very beat looking projector.
Is that that's not how it comes when you, like for consumers, right? I'm assuming they did that because for reviewers.
Nah, you just get in a just regular box. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Cardboard box. The if anything, because I had the 900 and then I still got the 8, the projector is Sony's projector. I still think Sony's 8 looks just as sharp as the NZ900. I mean, you'll see it when you take it out of the box. I mean, you also had what'd you have, the 7? The projector 7?
Yeah. So they were supposed to send me the 8. The girl for the PR rep, she's like, "Hey, we have this, whatever." And it was really weird because she reached out to me, asked me if I wanted to review it, like a month before it actually got released. And I was like, yeah. And then I never heard from her again. And then like I emailed her like 2 or 3 times. And then like a month later, she's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." She's like, "Yeah, we'll still ship it to you." So I think you had already had your review out for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So then they shipped it to me. I took it out of the box. I started filming it, and I think I was messaging you. I was like, "Man, this thing is manual." You're like, "What?" Like,
yeah, I was like,
it's not supposed to be manual. He's like, "Are you sure you got the Bravia 8?"
You got the Chinese version.
Right? So I was like, yeah, because I looked at the email, said Bravia 8. So then I was like, man, let me go look at the box. Looked at the box, Bravia 7. I'm like, and I had already shot the video. I had already done all my overlays. I was like, man, I had to take the video. Actually, I had already posted video. I had to take the video down. I had to do some bootleg. I was like, man, I'm not changing all this stuff. I'm just going to put. So it's like, come on. And then the lady that sent it to me, right after she sent it to me, Sony moved to a new PR firm. So then I couldn't even reach out to her. So this new PR firm, they were like, "Hey, do you still want to review the 8?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I've had it for about a week and a half. I just have been working on other stuff, the Blu-ray reviews, which we'll talk about. But yeah, I've got that. I've got another projector. I've got another projector coming. Man, I'm gonna be over. I mean, I guess it's good because I'll have content, but that's JVC is the one projector that I haven't been able to get from anybody.
Yeah. I think once you do the Sony 8, it looks very close to the JVCs, at least the ones I've got. I wasn't It wasn't like, oh, I need to buy the NZ900 because it's twice as good as the Projector 8. I think the
Mm.
blacks are a little bit better, and I think the laser dimming is a little bit better on the JVC.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask if the
Yeah,
blacks were better.
but I think just the sharpness and detail, I think they're kind of almost the same, honestly.
Yeah, Sony's always had really,
Yeah.
really sharp. Like sometimes I almost kind of feel like it's a little bit too sharp on certain. I have to dial down the sharpness on it, but I mean, not
Uh,
complaining because it looks good, but
I believe you got to
I
turn it all the way to 0.
yeah, I turn that out zero on anything. TVs, projector. I always turn that all the way down. But yeah, the even the Bravia 7, when I was looking at it versus my Epson, I was like, yeah, you can see the sharpness difference like side by side. But if you're just looking at it and then you switch over to one a couple weeks later, you probably won't notice the difference. But
Yeah.
when I was looking at them side by side, I was like, oh yeah, this is the Bravia
So
7 is definitely sharper.
so when these guys are just like, hey, nobody ever believes me when I say it. Every time I review one of these Epson projectors, I'm like, yeah, I can see the pixels. I can notice the pixels. I can tell it's not native 4K. But then some of these guys are just like, you can't tell. You can't tell it's not native. I'm like, what are
If
you guys? Are blind or what?
if you have them side by side, it's obvious. Like
Yeah.
I think like for me, I don't notice the pixels. I mean, I sit 12 feet away, but I'm so used to the image. But like
Yeah.
when I was reviewing it, I was like, oh wow, this is really like you can see like there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 4K each. I will say the Epson QL7000 I have. That one's. I know it's the same technology as the QB1000,
Yeah.
but I was like, I feel like this looks sharper than my QB1000. I don't know if it's the lumens, but I was like, this looks really good for a
Yeah.
4K eShift. I love that projector, man.
So expensive though.
Yeah,
30 Gs.
$30,000. But
I mean, I'm pretty sure Sony JVC next generation, they're gonna have to come out with some higher lumens to
oh
compete
yeah,
with that. Compete with that.
yeah, because the what is it, that GTZ or whatever the Sony, the one that has
Yeah, the
that one
380.
thing is like what?
I think it's like 80 grand for that one.
Yeah,
That's not cheap.
no.
So next one here, we've got this bad boy. So this they showed this off at CEDIA as well. This is in the news. I did a conversion of RRP, 170,000 to US dollars. I think it came to about $10.30. I was like, Google, are you giving me the
Buy
right price
now.
here?
Buy now, buy 5.
If anybody's in the chat here that knows what the conversion is, RRP to US dollars, put it down in the comments section.
I didn't even heard of RRP.
But this is the Deus Invicta 60 infrasonic powered subwoofer package. It comes with the Invicta amp, which is, I guess, 20,000 watt amp. And then the subwoofer itself, which they're calling the God of Infrasound, which is strange since you're showing this off at a show that has a subwoofer 4 inches
Yeah.
bigger.
That's funny.
But let's see, the technical specs are high SPL ultra low distortion, 143 dB at 80 hertz, 112 dB at 5 hertz. Fully customizable enclosure, outdoor ready. So I guess you can work this
Huh.
thing outside.
Why would you? Who would be
Ascendo.
putting that outside?
Sendo, can you do that? Is yours waterproof?
Right.
Fully Clipple validated in-house. Oh, they're not messing around. How would you even measure that on the
I
Clipple?
don't know.
Two 6,000 watt 2RU rack mount ultra low distortion class D amplifier, integrated DSP for subwoofer integration or bypass for external bass management, optional AES Dante input. And yeah, that's I mean they also have a 18-inch one as well, but that's 60. That's a 60 inches. I wish they would have came up with a different name than Invicta, because if you are a fan of watches, you know that Invicta is probably the absolute bottom barrel in
Really?
the watch world. It's just as bad as getting a fossil watch. So I really wish you guys would have picked a different name for
That's
that.
funny.
But yeah, only 170,000 RRPs.
So this one, what was the Ascendo? Was it 148 SPL or was it a 160?
Yeah, I think it was 148. What
Okay.
frequency response? I don't know.
So that one Ascendo plays a little bit like $111,000. Jeez.
Wow.
That
I'm
is
gonna reach
crazy.
out and ask him if I can review one. And then, guys, you
They're
ain't
gonna be
getting it
like,
back.
you're
I'm
gonna pay for the
serious.
shipping.
Once it comes, it's not going back.
Shipping's probably as much as a regular subwoofer.
Oh, speaking of which, we forgot to bring up. We forgot to bring this up here. Let me bring it up. So the Trinov
Oh yeah,
came up with their new what is it? Altitude CI.
CI
CI. Let's bring that up here. Boom.
audio over IP. Dante.
Dun, dun, dun. So this is their all new, all digital, all digi preamp processor. Let's go through the prices on this right quick. Where did I have that photo? Oh, all right. So the Altitude CI comes in a few different configurations. So the first one is so these start at like 8 channels, and then you can scale them all the way up to 32 channels. And let me see if there's a picture of the back of this.
I'm curious how like, is there that many people that are like, I don't want 13 channels, I want just 8. Like that
Yeah,
seems hard to believe.
I guess if you want to start off low, start off small,
I guess so.
possibly. But here, does that show up on the stream? Okay, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
All right, so you can see here that there are actually 8 analog outputs. So if you pick up the base model, you get 8 analog outputs. You're going to have to get the pigtail from this over to like RCA or XLRs. So you get that included with it, so you don't need to get any of their digital amplifiers. But for the Altitude 8 CI, starting at $11,000, which, it's not bad considering
It's not bad.
it's a turn-off. And if you want to run a 7.1 channel setup, you're, just real basic 7 channel, $11,000. Then obviously you can scale up. And every time you want to add an extra 2 channels, it is like an extra $1,000, like extra $1,200. So
That's
you
not
start,
bad.
yeah. So Altitude 8 is $11,000. Add another 2 channels. Altitude 10, $12,250. Altitude 12, $13,500. Altitude 14, $14,750. Altitude 16, $16,000. Altitude 18, $17,250. Altitude 20, $18,500. Altitude 22, $19,750. Altitude 24, which is what I have. Actually, no, I have more than that. Altitude 24 is $21,000. Altitude 26, $22,250. Altitude 28, which is what I have, $23,500. Altitude 30, $24,750. And then altitude 32, if you scale all the way up, you max out that chassis, $26,000 even.
Trade in your car.
Trade that car in. So 26 G's, and next year they will have a 64 channel version of this.
Jeez.
For those really big setups. And this, of course, supports Dante AES67, Ravina. So this is all AOIP or audio over IP. So if you take your Ethernet cable and just string them together with the compatible amplifiers, then you can obviously go all digital. I believe their Altitude 16, Amplitude 16. If you have one, like you have one, there is an update for it. You can hardware upgrade over to over yours into that. So for you personally, you wouldn't have to buy a brand new amplifier.
Yeah, that's nice. That is appealing to me though. Like, I've seen Dante last year. It was Storm, but I was like, man, the amount of cables that you just like get rid of is astonishing to me. Cleaner setup, I'm sure, less heat, all that stuff. But I think the analog is supposed to still sound a little bit better, right?
I don't know. I was watching the. I sent you that podcast where the dude was like, he was like, well, our connections are a little bit better on the older ones. So
That's
I don't know.
interesting.
I don't know. I mean, when I spoke to John, he was just like, there's going to be people out there that think of the old digital connection is going to sound better, and if that's what they want to believe, we're happy to sell them the CI. So he wasn't saying that one was better than the other, but these are all three models are going to all exist on the same plane, so not one was either above the other one. They're all just used for different use case and installations. So he doesn't think that many people are going to sell their 16s and 32s for this unless they just want to side grade, not necessarily an upgrade, but a side grade, as they say.
Yeah. I don't know if I like not having the controls either, like that it's just all digital. Like I like having the volume control on the front and stuff like that. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
it's
sleeker.
it's sleeker and it's
Yeah.
better for custom integration and like if you want to just pull out your iPad or something and go in
Hmm.
there, but I don't know, there's just something about that tactile feel.
I think the 32 looks cooler than this one. Like it's got
Yeah.
the engraved logo and stuff on the front and
Hmm.
all that. It just looks like it would cost. It's $45,000 price tag. Like that doesn't look
Yeah.
like it would cost 26 grand. I'm sure it's. I think people were just wondering if it was going to sound any different, but they're all using the same software. They're all the same decoding, so they should technically process the same UI and everything like that. It's just you're getting one digital, one and the other one's digital slash analog. And I believe the older ones are also at some point in time, I don't know when, supposed to be getting the upgrade as well.
The GUI?
No, the AES, audio over
Oh,
IP
yeah, yeah.
upgrade. So if you don't want to go all digital, I don't know when the hardware upgrade would be available because they've been saying this for 4 years now. Because I had John on the podcast talking about 4 years ago that the feature would come to the 16 and 32. So I mean,
That would be nice.
I would rather have the 32 still stay in my rack and just have that feature.
Yeah.
I mean, I
I'm
don't know what I would benefit from, but who
I'm
knows?
excited about the because we should be getting the new GUI,
Yeah, yeah.
the
Towards
web
the end of the
GUI,
year.
right?
Yep.
Man, that talk about an outdated GUI, man. Like when I first got it, I was like, "What is this?" I mean, like if you go to the the more expert one, it's just like, "Why does this still look like this?" This is like 480p. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it's
gonna be
bad.
nice.
Yeah, I saw the demo. I think there's a couple of videos on YouTube that showed it off,
Hmm.
and it looks like their app that they have now just expanded.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I wish they had that in the app. I wish they would expand the app too, because being able to use your iPad just right there, that would be cool. But I guess it doesn't really make a difference if you're on a mobile device,
I
whether
hear
it's in an
they
app.
I hear they worked on that little audio delay at the beginning of pressing play.
Oh man, I hope so,
Yeah.
because that's the one thing that I'm like, why can't they fix this?
Oh, and I believe, from what I hear as well, it's getting all the newest codecs for like Dolby and DTS
Oh
and
yeah,
Oro and all that. So for at least for Dolby Surround, anyways, if you guys were using the Dolby Surround upmixer, it would never upmix to the wide channels. If you wanted the wide channels to be active, you had to choose Neural X. But the new codec for Dolby Surround is going to enable your wide channels.
nice. Fortunately, I don't have my room's not wide enough for it. I mean, I could probably make it work, but I'd have to get additional two speakers but um, yeah, that's nice that they're doing that
Yeah.
and free upgrades.
Free upgrade. I mean, you're paying a big chunk up
Yeah,
front, but yeah, free
that's
upgrades.
that's part of the whole thing. Like you pay a big chunk up front, but then they always give you those free upgrades.
Yeah.
So
Also, this if you purchase this and you want to use it with your current amps, keep in mind that you're going to have to buy some DACs, and DACs aren't cheap, especially if you have a lot of channels.
yeah,
Yeah. So I wonder if the amps I have, the 8Ms, I wonder if there's a expansion port on the back. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that. I don't think it is though, because it came out before the 16.
mm,
But yeah, man, that's just, entry the cost of entry to the Altitude CI. starts at $11,000.
It's not bad.
Not too bad. And then as you save up your spare change, you can move up to 32.
So
Like
you
12.
can get you a 8-channel Trinov Altitude CI. You can get you a $5,000 Kaleidescape player, and oh no, is it 4,000 or 5,000?
What's that?
The Kaleidescape Dolby
Oh, 4.
4,000,
It's
and then
Strato V, right? Yeah.
yeah, Shadow V, and then the Mad VR, which they also came out with some 8K products.
Oh, what you
Mad
got?
VR.
Do you have the news on that?
I have the news. Let me see if I have the. I couldn't find. This is gonna look janky. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Maybe I'll just read it. There we go. Let me pull this up right quick.
Just pop it on the screen.
Let's pop on the screen.
Yeah.
All right, so it's there. I'm gonna read it from my
Yeah.
phone so I can see it. But yeah, so MadVR announces next-gen Envy Extreme Mark III and Core Mark II video processors and unveils plans for major new software release. So the Core Mark II starts at $5,000, $5,995.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's what, like 1,000 more than the Mark One.
Yeah.
So through December 1st, 2025, $6,995 thereafter. So after December, it's going to go up. But you get, let's see, you get a powerful NVIDIA 5060 GPU, a more robust CPU, and double the RAM. And it's 8K ready with support for HDMI 2.1 and full 48 gigabits per second input and output bandwidth for the highest quality signals today and into the future. See, it says for users seeking full 8K input and output upscaling and processing, the most aggressive low latency gaming, the Core MK2 premium package of $1,795 unlocks these capabilities and adds other advanced features such as patent pending dynamic subtitle overlay and doubles the warranty from 2 to 4 years, delivering unmatched power. Let's see. So the Core Mark II offers full HDMI 2.1 and it includes patented HDR dynamic tone mapping, nonlinear stretch. So, and it looks like this one does have AI upscaling, whereas the Mark I does not have AI upscaling. And then I have this image that they had at CEDIA, so you can see the incoming signal.
Where is it? Do that again? Oh, yeah.
Is it on the stream?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the, I believe this is the Mark II. So you can see the resolution is 3840 by 2160, but the frame rate is 120.
Mm-hmm.
So then you've got your 444 chroma 12-bit, BT20. So this is basically gaming. I guess this is like God of War, but
Yeah.
you know, for those of you that are gamers and because before you had to use the pass-through function on at least on the Core that I have, like, otherwise you're going to get some pretty bad lag. So
Yeah.
pretty exciting stuff.
Did they say what the latency was on that? It's gotta
Yeah, let's see. Doesn't say it here. It might be in the official, like the whole press release. I'll have to look that up. I was gonna try to do a video on it, just talking about it. I don't know. I still might, but yeah. So new Mark III Envy Extremes, and then Mark II for the Core. So that's interesting. 8K. So I wish mine had, the one I have, it does not have HDMI 2.1. I mean, I don't really need it for movies, but you know, it's always nice to have the latest and greatest gear for future proofing. And I don't game as much as I used to, hardly ever. I need to get back to doing it, but I mean, I'm fine with mine. But hey, if at some point I can try and upgrade, it'd be nice.
Yeah. I think for the majority of folks, never going to use that 8K feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're like hardcore gamer where you're like, no, I need this. But
Let's move on from CEDIA. And so I reviewed a couple of movies the past week. Ballerina. I think yesterday I put up Jurassic World Rebirth, which you also saw on your Kaleidescape. And Superman, Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning. And one of the common themes in these movies, at least these last 4 or 5 big blockbuster movies, is the Atmos quality, or more specifically, the bass response on these. Have you noticed? Because I've had a couple of people pop up in my chat or my comment section. It's like, oh man, I don't know what's up with your waveforming settings or your 26 speaker setup. My soundbar sounds better than it. Or my turn-off sounds good with the bass, so you must be doing something wrong with it.
I got
So
those
of
same
course,
comments.
yeah. So you heard the same thing on your setup as well. You also
Yep.
have a turn-off, and you also have a bunch of speakers, a few subwoofers.
Yep. 3 subwoofers, two JTRs, ones 2 18 inches, and then I have a 21-inch, 6 high speakers. So, yeah, I mean, usually you end up watching it first, you know, and then like I'll get on there and like you'll tell me like, man, this kind of sucks. I'm like, oh, great. But yeah, usually I'm watching it, or sometimes I'll be watching. I'm like, man, was the bass like whack on this? And you're like, yeah, it was pretty whack on my system. So, hey, if it sounds good on your system, great. But like I told somebody in the comments, like I don't. It baffles me when me or you or anybody on YouTube does a review and this is our thoughts. This is my space. Shane's room is completely different from my room. He's got way more speakers in my room, but this is my thoughts. It's almost like people get upset that they didn't have this or you didn't have the same experience that they have. Like, oh, you must be doing something wrong with your system. Like, why does something have to be wrong with my system? I mean, I've got one of the best processors, and that's not me trying to brag. Like, I've got one of the best processors right now to use for review. I've listened to hundreds of other movies at the same volume, no issues. Like the other day when I was reviewing the JTRs, I was doing the using the Interstellar, and I was doing some other movies. I'm like, I'm at -16, -14. I've got no issues here.
Yeah.
Sounds great. But then I pop in a new movie, like what was the one? How to Train Your Dragon. That's one of the worst ones that definitely the worst one I've heard this year. That's one of the worst ones I've heard in the last couple of years. That thing was bad. But yeah, man, I get the same comments like, oh, there must be something wrong with your system, or some people would like, well, Shane came out with his review. I'm like, okay, well that's his review. Like me and Shane are cool. Me and him are not gonna have the same experience. He's got way more speakers, so it's gonna sound different. But it seems like whenever me and you talk about them, we're usually like, man, these movies suck. And I haven't even heard F1 yet. Like I was very disappointed to hear that that's not
Yeah,
referenced.
those seem to be better. I mean, a lot of people have verified their experience was similar
Right.
to mine. Like it was just real underwhelming, and I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's true that they're really dumbing these down for home mixed soundbar, smaller setups at your house or what, but yeah, it's
Man.
real disappointing, especially for I mean, the surround, the Atmos, as far as just like the surround in Jurassic World or Rebirth, it was I thought it was okay. That was fine.
Yeah.
But just the bass was just like, I mean, you got dinosaurs, there's really big action scenes in it. The D-Rex at the
Yeah.
end. That was okay, but I mean it should have been like way better.
Yeah, and then the what is that whale thing in the ocean?
Yeah, the Mosasaur.
Mosasaur. Yeah, so when it
Mosasaur.
like I shot it on one of my reviews. I'm hopefully gonna film that. I already got all the B-roll. I just got to shoot my talking head, so hopefully that'll be out next week. But yeah, when it comes up out of the water and like there's some bass there because I'm like,
Yeah.
but you're like, man, this thing is probably like multiple tons coming up out of the water.
Yeah.
One, there should be height effects like prominent, and then when it comes, I mean, I've been on the water. I'm sure you've been on the water where you've just been on a boat and there's bass. Like
Yeah.
it's like so. I don't know, man. Somebody else said that in my comments too. They're like, and I've heard that before that they try to make these home releases to where it fits on everything, and they know that the majority of people have, a $500 soundbar. And no offense to anybody that has a soundbar, I have one in my bedroom. But if that's what they're truly doing, they need to spend the extra time, spend the extra money, and just make a separate mix that's on the disc. That's, hey, if you have a soundbar, use this track. For everything else, we're gonna make the soundtracks specifically for home theaters, because, and it could be that, or it could be like, I don't mind getting these movies at 30 days or 2 weeks sometimes. I love getting it early, but if it's gonna be at the expense of the quality, I'll just wait the 90 days, man. Like go past 45 days, go back to the 90 days, because this sucks.
Yeah. And it's weird, because usually sometimes when you do folks do their room correction, if they're doing it automatically, Odyssey or the Trinov or Dirac, whatever, sometimes they'll also apply their own room curve, their own curve to the finished product. Sometimes, a lot of times, they'll have like a little bump on the lower end. So unless you change that, no, you might have artificially just boosted the lower end on your system. Whereas for me, I make everything flat. So if you guys ever watched my subwoofer reviews, I usually get it like ruler flat. So that way, every movie that I review sounds exactly the same. It's a flat response. I'm not artificially boosting anything. So I know if Interstellar sounds over the top crazy at a flat response for all my subs, that Jurassic Rebirth probably should sound very similar if it indeed has really good bass response, which it doesn't. And always Interstellar, the wormhole scene, I'll slap that on before I pop on a movie just to see if my subwoofers are working or not. And if it sounds crazy, then all right, I'm good to go. Then I know my subs are working. And it's like all these movies, man, they're just cutting off that frequency at like 30, 40 hertz. It just drops off. It's pretty wild. However, some of the effects are still, some of the Atmos effects are still there. I think when they redid Master and Commander, that was an older movie. It was like in 5.1, 7.1. Then they upmixed it for the Atmos effects, which I understand it originally started as like 5 channels or something. So they didn't put it up there. The footsteps on the top, they didn't put it up there for whatever reason. Yeah, but for these newer movies where the intent is to have rain or something up top, you would kind of expect it to translate to what you're seeing on screen. And it just sucks when it doesn't, because we spend all this money for all these speakers, and it should sound, whatever you're seeing on screen, you should hear it. Like whatever, the picture should match, the sound should match the picture.
Well, and I remember when Dolby Atmos was first coming out, and I remember hearing, like, I think it was somebody from Dolby or somebody like a movie studio or something that was mixing the movie, and they were saying they were really excited about Dolby Atmos because whereas before everything was channel based, if there was something that was happening on screen, they were basically saying like we would have to pan the camera over to say, hey, look at this because this is over here. Whereas now you don't have to do that. You can have stuff happening off screen, and then it expands the, like, oh man, what is that? Like, it's, I don't watch horror movies, but with like horror movies, you can be like, man, where's that? I don't see that. What's going on? So there's somebody behind me, or gaming and stuff like that. So it's supposed to enhance the movie, but I don't know if it's the studios are just not using it properly, or if it's, hey, we're not giving these audio engineers enough time to do a proper mix because it's still in the theater. And now, I mean, what was the movie I saw last year with Ryan Gosling where he's a stuntman?
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy.
Yeah.
I saw that movie in the theater, and 15, because I remember I counted 15 days later, I had it on Kaleidescape and I was reviewing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is wild. Like, I'm not complaining, but that one, I thought that, like, for a movie that's geared towards stuntmen and stuff being blown up, it was pretty lackluster. I was like, really?
Yeah.
So
there's only like 1 or 2 scenes that actually put the objects, like moved it around. I think there was a thing with the helicopter where they're shooting the helicopter scene, and then when he jumps off the second story in the building.
Oh yeah. In the first opening scene.
Yeah, the fact that I even remember that, it's kind of weird because I only saw the movie twice.
Well, and we talked about this. Like, I didn't personally enjoy Superman as much as I wanted to because I'm a massive Superman fan. Like, number one, love Superman. I don't think it's a bad movie, and I've said this before. I wanted something more out of Superman, and I don't know what that is necessarily. I couldn't tell you, like, oh, I wish they would have done this. I just know I came out of there and I was just like, man, that wasn't it for me. But I'm absolutely, like, elated that it's doing good. It's a good start to the DCU. Like, I want it to succeed. But I was like, all right, well, I may not be excited about the movie itself, but this should be an awesome, like, audio track when we get it to home. I got it, and I was just like, this is whack. Like, the bass is weak. Yeah. And then, like, even when I was watching the Atmos viewer, like, there's all kinds of stuff happening, but I'm like, I don't really hear it. Like, it's kind of hard to hear. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Especially if you usually Warner Brothers does a pretty good job.
Yeah,
I mean, if you watch Man of Steel is like
Man of Steel is awesome.
it's like a 10 out of 10.
Yep.
And then you come to this, and it's just like it's really subdued.
Yeah, and it didn't
Wild.
used to be like that. It's almost like every movie now. Like it used to be a couple years ago. It's like, all right, every movie was a banger, pretty much, especially action. And I remember, I was trying to remember the other day when Marvel started taming their audio because I have like Thor, the first Thor. That sounds awesome. The bass on that is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Thor, Iron Man is good. So at some point, I want to say it was Avengers Age of Ultron. Because I love that movie. I know some people don't like, I love that movie. But I remember when I first sat down to watch that movie, I was like, did I change something in my, like, why are the levels so low?
Yeah.
And I bumped it up. And then, like, so we started getting more Disney releases, Marvel releases. And you're like, oh, they're just whack mixes. But Marvel used to be, like, Incredible Hulk. That's, like, one of the best ones out there. With, Edward Norton.
Yeah, yeah.
That track, even just the standard one, the DTS before they, remastered it, that sounds amazing. So something happened, man. At some point there was a turning point where they were like, you know what, we're just gonna dumb everything down. So
Yeah. I feel like Thunderbolts was probably good sounding.
so that one was the one that was one of the ones where for me, if I turned it up, it sounded a
Yeah.
lot better. But I also reviewing that one too, and I was shooting the B-roll for it, and the scene where like he becomes
Sentry?
Sentry,
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of weak. Like there should be a lot more prominent Atmos effects. And I could see it on the thing, but I was just like, man, this is a little bit. And there were some scenes where there was some like decent bass, but for me, I felt the score on that movie was the biggest thing, which I liked. But
Yeah, yeah.
I will say that one's probably one of the better recent Marvel ones, because I want to say Captain America, Brave New World. That one was kind of weak too.
I remember, I think I was watching that, and I was like, dang, I was like, what? I was like, there's a lot of like 50 hertz bass in this. I was like, why? I was like, what's up with these Marvel movies lately? And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, let me just level check my subs. I was like, why is my 21-inch subwoofer 10 dB hotter than than everything else?
Right?
And I think I said that in one of my videos. I was like, oh man, I don't know what Marvel's doing. I feel like the bass is really good in this. Then I double checked that. I was like, oops. I was like, my bad. I hit this one wrong.
Yeah. Because I remember when you came out there, I was like, I didn't have, or maybe somebody commented on it or something. I think somebody made. That's probably one of the ones that were like, Shane said it was good. I was like, I don't know, man. Same thing with which was really disappointing was was last year Twisters.
Yeah.
That one was like, man, this should be like destroying my room. And it was okay. It wasn't like horrible, but that was another one where it was just like, man, I was looking forward to this. The movie's okay, but
Yeah, you had to turn it up.
yeah, you had to turn it up a lot.
I think when I reviewed, I just cranked it, automatically just cranked it because I just wanted it to be loud. So I didn't really care what it sounded like. And I was just like, oh man. I mean, once you crank it, it sounds good.
Yeah.
But if you just if you keep it at your normal level, at whatever you're listening to Christopher Nolan's movies at,
Yeah.
it's like 15 dB lower than everything else.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like one of the ones that I go back to is Tenet. Tenet is not even in Dolby Atmos, and that sounds leaps and bounds better than most of the stuff. I mean, whoever mixed that track, I mean, it sounds super big. It sounds expansive, and I love that movie for audio. But it's like if you can do that with 5.1 or 7.1, whatever he uses, there's no excuse for these Dolby Atmos mixes where there's 16, 24 channels or whatever. Like I just don't understand. Maybe that's why Nolan doesn't like it. I don't know, because he's not a fan of the Dolby Atmos stuff. But
He's just a little pretentious with his audio. That's all. I mean, we got Travis in here. So Travis had to turn up his F1, which has a Kaleidescape, by the way, 16 dB
dang,
over
plus
normal
16.
listening.
Wow. on the Storm to get it to the right level. Man, yeah, that's pretty bad. Man, I'm kind of disappointed
Come
now.
on.
I'm definitely not spending $40 on the F1 yet.
Come on, Terminator.
Twister
Twister sounds like
because
trash.
it's overrun by-
I thought it was
Wow.
fine. I thought it was fine.
That's funny.
I thought it fit in with the at least it wasn't like hip hop and pop and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it totally fit in with the whole
Yeah.
social media and like his whole like cowboy like thing, wrangling them. Yeah, that totally fit.
Yeah, yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I would agree with Crow. Twister, I really like Twisters.
What's up, Crow?
I thought it was a fun movie.
Yeah,
Twisters was great.
it wasn't like it was fun. It wasn't like great. Do you think the first one was better or
The
second one?
first one was better. They tried to redo like the two teams going at each other,
Mm-hmm.
but it made more because in the first movie, each one had to get to the Twister first,
Right.
so they could put their machine up in the air. This one is a vlogger, the other one wants to scientifically test out the Twisters.
Right.
Why are they racing? They're not at the same goal. Like, what was the point of them
Yeah.
going head to head?
And they're
that
like
whole
trying to
thing
throw
was
each
dumb.
other off. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is going over here, and then he's like, oh man, she got me. Like what? Aren't you supposed to be just trying to save lives? Like,
I was like, why was it? What's the competition between you guys? You guys are not even competing for the same thing.
and then of course he had to let me fall in love at the end, and like, all right, come on, man. Like I saw that coming from a mile away. But yeah, man. What was another one that we talked about? Oh yeah, so you watched? I think we talked about it too offline. How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was trash, dude. The bass,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a LFE track on there.
I think I
But-
might have reviewed that with my 10 dB boost inadvertently.
Yeah, because we talked about that. You're like, I think you played it back. You're like, oh yeah, this is pretty bad. But even just the whole mix on that by itself, like the dialogue was super low, and then like I turned it up, and anytime the music came on, I'm like, why is it drowning out the I can't hear anything. And then yeah, a couple of people were like, yeah, same thing happened to me. I'm like, I can't believe that they messed this one up.
You know what I did like about that was that was it? Oh no, you saw it on Kaleidescape. You didn't get the IMAX shots, right?
Oh, you saw it on disc?
Yeah, I saw it on disc. Yeah, I reviewed the disc.
I don't understand. I wonder if that's something with licensing or something with Kaleidescape.
I don't know. You guys missed out though. I know Travis said he don't like it. I was like, when I was watching, I was like, ooh. I was like, we got some full screen action here.
Yeah, because I saw that in. Did I see that in IMAX 3D? I can't remember. I think I saw it in IMAX. I may have saw it twice, but the cinematography on that movie is amazing. Like I can't say anything bad about the video. It's beautiful, but yeah, I don't know what's the deal with because there's been a couple other IMAX releases on disc.
F1. Oh,
F1?
well, F1. Well, I think F1 is going to be 239 all the way on disc too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least that's the word.
And you saw it, but you saw it on Apple. Saw it twice, right? On Apple and disc.
Yeah, Apple and no, I haven't seen the disc yet. This not out
Oh,
yet.
okay.
I don't think it's even confirmed that it's coming on disc, except for overseas.
Interesting.
I mean, it's Warner Brothers. I'm sure it will come on disc.
Yeah, I had already bought like 3 movies that month, and I was like, man, I don't want to spend $40 again. I'm gonna wait. And then when I heard it was bad, I was like, well, I'm definitely not. I'm just gonna wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, it'll be on sale like another month probably. Oh, F1?
Yeah,
Probably, probably 2 months, because it's not even on disc yet. It hasn't even got a disc release date yet.
But that was crazy, man, because I was watching your review, because I remember when I saw it in IMAX in the theater, I was like, this is gonna sound awesome, because anytime that the race, like when they were out the racetrack and the announcer would talk, I would hear him up and like back at the theater. I was like, oh, this is gonna be some really good atmos, because I mean when you're at I've never actually been to an F1 race, but I imagine like there's the atmospherics over there has to be crazy.
Yeah.
So like, I saw your review, I was like, oh man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, you would, because I think they did it. I don't know if they did it in Maverick or not. You know, in Gravity when you're in the helmet and it sounds like you can hear her breathing
Yep.
in the helmet. Like it
Sounds
should have
contained.
been like that in the cockpit
Yeah.
of the F1 car. And somebody was like, He goes, well, when you're in the car, what are you going to hear on top of your head? I was like, the engine,
Yeah, the
the
air.
crowd, the air. There's no windshield on it. I mean, come on, man. And they were
Yeah.
like, well, he goes, it made sense that you heard the announcers over your head because that's what they. I was like, they wouldn't hear a peep out of the announcers in an F1 car.
Yeah. They'd be hearing the wheels, they'd be hearing the track. But I mean, all that stuff, like, it's sensory, man. Like, you would hear all that stuff
Yeah.
around you, above you, like the wind, the rattling of the vibrations of the car. Like, you'd hear all that stuff.
I would have expected that this to be at CEDIA in every demo room, but I don't think anybody has mentioned that they played F1 in any of the rooms. Could be wrong.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's what they did with Top Gun Maverick. That was all. And
Yeah.
what's funny about that is, or not about that movie, but when How to Train Your Dragon came out, so people that have a Kaleidescape, like whenever they have a movie, they'll come up, they'll have like little clips that you can watch where Kaleidescape, they think this is demo worthy, and they have different zero clips. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
for
where's the demo clips at? And then I played it. I was like, oh, even they know that this sucks because there's literally no demo clips for you. You have to create your own. I was like, dang, that's bad. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I like the movie though. The movie's good.
No, yeah, I like the movie
Yeah.
because I like the original, the animated one,
Yeah.
and this is basically like a scene for scene. So the
Yeah.
movie itself, I liked. The cinematography is awesome. The audio is trash on that. So bad.
I think, listen, if they're gonna cast a Robin, I think that dude would be a good Robin.
Oh, you mean for DC?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you don't think so?
He'd have to bulk up.
Well, I mean, come on, he's still growing. He's a growing boy.
Yeah.
All those guys do. I mean, they get on that juice. I don't know, man. Your thing keeps cutting out. All right, well, what's up, Mark Reed in the house? Mark Reed is a member of the channel. Thank you for being a member, Mark Reed. And we got a super chat here from Rami Kiran.
Nice.
Hi, need your advice on my Atmos setup. Have a VR10 9.2.6. For some reason, my SHR, I think that means, what's SHR?
Side,
Side height left, side height right?
Right.
Okay. Oh, surround height left,
Oh.
surround height right. Speakers are disabled in Atmos. They work in DTS and Neural X, though. Well, if they are disabled in Atmos, that means there's nothing coming out of them in Atmos.
They didn't mix it for that.
Whereas Neural X will upmix most of the stuff to all of your channels. So you're upmixing into those side height channels. It's just you're going to need to watch a movie that has that information in those channels to hear that information. Otherwise, they will be silent. So your setup seems to be working correctly.
So he's using the Marantz AV10. Is that what he's saying? Is that? Yeah, AV10.
Is that what he said?
I think so. He said
Yeah.
AV10, so I assume that's
Okay.
Marantz.
Yeah. So that's just a content thing. That's not a you thing.
Yeah.
How can also another super chat? Thank you for the super chat. How can we have full 926 system in Atmos setup? My processor is capable. Not sure what is the issue. The issue is just that whatever you're watching just doesn't have it in there.
Yeah, the studios when they mix it for home release, they say, okay, I want to place these objects in this speaker here based on this setup. So they don't always mix it the same way. I mean, that's what's cool about the Atmos viewer is that you can see, like when I was watching, I think it was Superman, like it looked like it was 95% of the time it was using the 4 height speakers, but then on certain scenes you'd see the middle speakers if you have 6 height speakers. But yeah, they're not necessary just because you have. Shane has 24 speakers. They're not.
Yeah,
every movie's not mixed for that.
It's like only half of them work half the time.
Yeah. So with DTS Neural X, so it'll use all of your speakers. How does it sound as far as like immersiveness?
Oh, well, Neural X it's not going to upmix Atmos. It's only going to upmix
Right,
5.1,
right.
7.1. So you can't do that. However, I heard, I think the Marantz has the newest Dolby Surround upmixing codec. I don't think you can upmix to those channels though. No, I don't think you can apply Dolby Surround upmixing. I mean, if you can, try it, but I don't think you can though. Because with Neural X, you can upmix just straight up DTS X to fill those channels. I don't think the Dolby Surround upmixer works
I need to try
the
that.
same. Yeah, give it a shot. Well, you got the
Yeah,
shut off.
I've never I needed to pop in a DTS like an older one where it's like 7.1, 5.1 and see how much more because I know before when I was using I think it was the Emotiva. I think I preferred the DTS X Neural upmixer versus Atmos's Dolby Surround.
What's that?
So the Dolby's upmixer versus DTS's upmixer. I think I
Oh yeah.
preferred DTS's DTS Neural X over Dolby Surround
Oh right. Yeah.
upmixer.
Yeah. I usually just keep mine on Neural X. For that stuff that's only played in 5.1, 7.1, it just automatically kicks on.
Yeah, but everybody says the RO3D is like sounds the best as far as upmixing, like 7.1 or 5.1. But I haven't really tested it a whole lot.
I mean, yeah, I think you got to put those channels in the right spots.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
on the sidewalls. Like mine's in the middle, on the top, which is not in the correct locations for Oro. So,
Are you ever gonna add a Voice of God?
I thought about it because I'm gonna be getting some new speakers soon, replacing all the old ones. So I don't know, I might. We'll see. But then I got to run new wires up there, the
Yeah, that's true.
downstairs. So it's like, probably not. Cricks almost blew my eardrums. Their turn-off glitched and started the demo at max volume. I was supposed to have him on the channel to talk
It's
about.
talking about CEDIA?
Yeah,
Dang.
I got to email him back because he wanted to come on and talk about his speakers with Tony.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember we talked
Yeah,
about that.
because I saw them when I was at CEDIA last year. I walked by. I was like, Cricks. I was like, I've been here 2 years before. This is my third year. I was like, when did they start coming to CEDIA? But apparently they're there now.
I guess this year they're going to be dealing in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll see what's up. Anyways, what do you got coming up over on your channel?
So I've got currently in progress. I've got Jurassic World Dominion review. That's probably going to come out next week. I've got Thunderbolts. I know that movie's been out for weeks, but I just never got around to make it. But I'm still going to do the review for that. And then I have. Let me look at my
Itinerary.
Yeah, my folder here because I know I have another movie. Let's see, Lumix. So I've got Jurassic World. Oh, Mission Impossible. So I have the Mission Impossible 4K review to do. Thunderbolts. I'm currently working on a JTR RS1 dual review. I've got the Bravia 8 in. I've got an Anchor projector in. Got a BenQ projector. They just reached out to me. They want me to. Where are all of them? And then what? Oh, I'm getting. Actually, that just reminded me. I was supposed to get my Unfolded Circle remote today. It was supposed to be delivered by 7 p.m. Let me see.
Oh.
Estimated by 7:45. Nope, I did not get it yet. UPS. So that's coming in. I'm really excited about that. So at some point, I'll be doing a review, some type of video for that. And then let's see what else. Yeah, I think that's everything I have in house. So I've got plenty of stuff to do, but it's just been so busy that and then doing these we've been doing these out of home theater reactions. So those seem to be like they're pretty good. People, I guess people like the talking heads instead of these polished videos, man. I'm like, what's going on with this?
Another super chat from Raimi. What's up, Raimi?
Wow, that's $15.
Hey, man, if you guys have super chats, send them in. We'll answer your questions. Could you recommend me any content which runs full 6 Atmos channels? Any thoughts on pass-through audio for new Apple TV? Would it impact Kaleidescape? Apple TV is never going to impact Kaleidescape because they're two totally different devices. So I wouldn't
Everybody
listen to
keeps
any.
asking about that.
Don't listen about that chatter. And could Apple TV put Kaleidescape out of business if Apple bought them? Obviously, Apple can put any company out of business because they're one of the richest companies in the world. Do they care about Kaleidescape? Most likely not.
No.
So don't even entertain that thought. But can we recommend? Listen, I have a playlist of top 10 Dolby Atmos movies per year. I don't think I did one last year because I didn't review anything the year before. But there's a playlist. But I can say stuff like Alien Romulus. That's a great one, which I know you don't like horror movies. That's a great one that has 6 overhead height channels that are active.
Assassin's Creed, I know for a fact.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed sounds really, really good. So when I first got the Emotiva RMC1, I was switching back and forth because they make you choose between 6 height channels or wides. Like you can't do both. And so I was playing around with the 6 height channels, and I popped in that movie, and I was like, man, this sounds like really, really immersive. I was like, is this using 6? And at the time, I had the Arvolution. And when I went and looked, it showed the Arvolution. It said 9.1.6. So I was like, yep, I did hear that correctly. So Assassin's Creed sounds really good. That's one off the top of my head I can name.
I'm just going down my list here that I reviewed this year that I know are pretty good. Minecraft, you'll get some 6 height channels.
Interesting.
I believe Final Destination, Bloodlines, there were some good overheads in that as well. I'm just going through some of the stuff this year that I recall. Not the Electric State.
Oh, God, that movie is... I still haven't seen that movie.
Electric State? I liked it. I don't know why people hated on it.
Didn't it bomb,
I thought
though?
it was okay. Well, it was a Netflix movie, so.
Yeah. $300 million Netflix movie.
Did Superman have overheads?
That one was mainly for... It did kick in the 6 height channels, but not for the... It was like 95% for 4 height channels.
Twisters, however, you will have to turn up your volume.
Yeah.
Any one of the Quiet Places 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick the third one. That didn't have anything up top.
That one was... Yeah, that one was whack.
Furiosa. Abigail had some pretty good high channel activity.
Always
Gravity.
a horror.
Yeah, always
Yeah,
horror.
Gravity's good.
Yeah, we just ended at Gravity. Gravity is like the OG, is like the original Atmos. That was that'll definitely give you a lot of overhead activity. But then go check out my channel. There's a playlist section on my channel, which will give you the top 10 per year of the best Dolby Atmos mixes. We got another super chat here. High Finest.
Nice.
What's up, what's up, High Finest? And for these super chats,
I got to come on here more often. You get all kinds of super chats.
yeah, right. I think because I usually don't get any. I think I'm getting because you're here. So what's the deal? What's the deal with all these huge subs? Multiple units for a plus 3 dB boost. I feel like that target curve can be accomplished for much less. Well, I mean, what's that term? There's no replacement for displacement.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, I mean, so listen, those huge drivers are just going to move so much more air in one single swoop to hit those infrasonic levels, man. It's just going to move so much air, and I guess unless you experience it and feel it, it might be a little hard to comprehend. Like, I wonder what does Newbie's room feel like? Is he hitting infrasonics, or is it just loud?
Oh yeah, it's both. Like it's awesome, but it's I mean, he knows it's like ridiculous. He knows he doesn't need that, but he just likes it. And he's actually added what 2 more after I reviewed his. Like it's crazy, dude. I mean, he played. I think it was a scene from Sicario. I think there's a pretty crazy shootout in there, and I was like, oh my god, this like. Obviously, I'm not getting the feeling of getting shot, but it was so loud and the bass was so intense. Where it's like, this must be what it feels like to be in a shootout. Like it's the most realistic bass where it's like, okay, like you watch a movie, you're like, okay, yeah, there's an excessive amount of bass for this thing, whatever that's blowing up. This actually feels like, I think this is what it actually feels like in a real life. If I was in a real life situation on set, I think this is like it's crazy, but it's not over. Like he's got it tuned really well, and yeah, it's. I can't imagine what it's like now. He's added 2 or 3 more of those subs. It's crazy, man. He blew the circuit while we were there.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, like he had to go out and turn it back on. So, but yeah, I mean, like these huge subs, like you'd have to get. I mean, depending on the size, like what's a 50-inch sub? I don't know how many 21-inch subs you would have to equal the output of that.
Yeah, what was the 64-inch? How many? 40 18-inch subwoofers to move the same amount of air?
Yeah. So the price of that versus 160-inch. I mean, the 16 inch is still going to be expensive, but 40, 18, like, who has the room for that?
Yeah, it was yeah, so with each full excursion, the 64 displaces as much air as 40 18-inch subwoofers.
So
I
there
mean,
you go.
that's why. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if you want to fit 40 18-inchers to replace one subwoofer, then go for it, but I mean, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to have the space either way, so.
Yeah. Either way, that's crazy.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat though. Kellen and House, what's up, Kellen? I think Kellen was at CEDIA.
I'm sure all those guys are at CEDIA.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I really hated to miss it because I was, like I said, I've been there the last 2 years, but it was just like, I just don't have the money to go twice in 1 month. So I was like, you know what? And it's honestly, it's pretty much the same thing every year. Like there's there's updates and stuff, but like the rooms,
Yeah.
it's not anything that's groundbreaking where you're like, oh man, I have to go back. Like once you've seen it all, you've pretty much seen it every year.
Yeah, it's the same. I think I've went like once. They have like a CEDIA Expo here too, like a real small mini version of it in New York City, and I was like, dude, this is almost the same shit every year. I was like, am I ever gonna have $1 million room? No. But
Yeah.
I was like, do I really need to meet all those people? I was like, I've already talked to them personally,
Right.
so it's like, no.
Yeah, and it's more of like
You're a dealer.
Yeah, dealers. It's
Yeah.
dealer based, so it's mainly for dealers, and they have like trainings and stuff. But just like as content creators, we get access to all that stuff, and
Yeah.
we help promote and stuff like that. But like CES, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever go back. Like I went once, and then I went a couple years, and I went last was this year, yeah, with this year. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go back again because it's so massive, and then it's just like, it's not even about, it's a bunch of weird stuff too.
Yeah.
Like it's not like CEDIA where it's like, okay, this is home theater, all this stuff. It's just like, yeah, but it's kind of one of those things where once you go to them, you don't really need to go again unless you're a dealer. You need to shake hands with people. You need to get training on updates on stuff like that. So
Yeah. I didn't like we'd get like 1 million views per video. 'Cause
Yeah.
If that was the case, I'd be there.
Yeah,
I'd be at
I'd be
every
there
single
too.
show.
yeah, there's a couple things where like maybe okay, this is probably gonna do very very well for the video, but
Yeah.
it's a crapshoot. And this year, we've talked about this. This year has been absolutely horrible for views. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on, man. Because the stuff that
Unless-
we cover that usually gets like 15, 20K, it's just not happening no more.
Unless we're doing videos like this, we're just talking to you guys.
Yeah.
You guys will watch that. for some
Yeah,
reason.
I'm like, what is going on here, man? But I guess people like the talking
another-
and stuff.
What are your thoughts on Dirac Art? I have the Marantz AV10. Could it be anywhere close to Trinov in terms of sound quality?
You've heard both of them. I haven't.
I haven't.
Well, haven't heard them in my theater. I haven't heard both of them.
Yeah, I haven't heard Dirac Art because I think it's only available on the Storm processors as of right now, and I've never had a Storm processor, so I can't really speak to that. But I had the. Did I do? No, I reviewed the AV20, which is kind of like the little baby version of the 10, and I said in my review, which you can watch on Audioholics. I mean, unless you need more channels, I think you're fine sticking with the AV10 because you can EQ it to give it some more clarity and stuff here and there. I think the processing is still a little bit better on the Trinov, like where it's directing sound and stuff like that. I think that just edges it out a little bit, but I think if you were in a blind test and you were just like, hey, here's the AV10, here's the Trinov, I don't know if you would be able to tell the difference between the two, honestly. But if you need more channels, obviously the Trinov would be the way to go. But yeah, when I had the AV20, I was happy with it. It sounded great to me. I wasn't missing my Trinov. I was missing the second row. I wasn't getting much in the second row or my center back channel when I neural X'd it. So stuff like that, I would miss. But listen, if you're maxed out on your AV10, then just stick with that. But yeah, I've never used Dirac Art, so I can't really speak to that. And I guess you haven't either.
Yeah, I'll hear it. I heard Dirac Art at Doyle's when he had his system. That was the only other time. I'm trying to remember if somebody in Chicago had it. I know they had a Storm, but I don't know if they had Art yet. But I'll hear it, in a couple weeks when I go to Ryan's Theater. So, man, is that $20 this guy's dropped already?
Rami Karan, thank you, my man.
Nice.
Thank
Got
you for
that
the
rap
super
on.
chat, Rami. All right. So what did you say? Did we go by what you got coming up?
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
I went through
we
all
got
that
sidetracked.
stuff,
Okay,
and then
we got sidetracked.
yeah, I know you got a bunch of stuff in
Yeah.
too.
So before we leave out of here, be on the lookout for the upcoming review for the Anchor Nebula X1 Pro, which I think I brought that up last time. Actually,
Yeah.
no, I just got in the Sony 55-inch
Oh yeah.
Bravia 8 Mark II OLED. This is my
Nice.
first OLED in like I don't know since like 2018.
Really?
I've been on this mini LED kick the past few years because I just like the way mini LEDs look over OLEDs. That's always like OLEDs. People love the OLED blacks, but I feel like when it gets really dark, just the black levels, like the near black level, near clipping or whatever. I just feel like it crushes too much. I feel like the blacks just crush too much.
Hmm.
I mean, I haven't had OLED in a couple of years, so maybe it looks a lot better with this one. So I guess we'll see. But I always think that these mini LED sets look more like what we see at the movie theaters rather than OLEDs. OLEDs tend to look a little bit more artificial to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't. I've never had an OLED in my home. I've seen them, at people's houses and stuff. But I'm happy with the mini
Yeah.
LEDs that I have with Hisense.
And somebody had left a question because on the ballerina review or no the rebirth somebody said, why are you using a Bravia 5? Isn't it a mediocre TV? I was like, dude, it's a mid-level TV, but the 98 inch is a bit different than the 65 and 55 inches because there's like more zones for dimming and all that.
Yeah.
So it'll get a lot brighter too. So at 98 inches, that's a lot of brightness at your
It's
eyeballs.
huge. Yeah.
It's not like a projector's brightness. This is just like
Yeah.
eye-searingly bright. And I think someone had mentioned, did we think that Jurassic Rebirth was dim because of the
Oh
HDR?
yeah. Yeah, because someone commented on mine too.
Yeah.
Stop the FOMO made a video where he was talking about all the like Superman, Jurassic World Rebirth, and was it Thunderbolts?
I could
Or
see
no,
Thunderbolts being
F1.
dim.
I think it was. I think it
F1.
was F1. But
F1 was dim. The whole movie kind of looked like I don't know if they were going for this look, but on the track, it looked like it was overcast for almost the entire movie. I was like, oh, maybe it was just like it was like rainy when they were shooting this show, the movie.
yeah, I have to go. I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater, but
Yeah,
yeah, I think what he was talking about was not necessarily like, oh, this looks dim on my on my projector. I think he was literally measuring because he saw like you could see the graphs. He was
yeah,
just measuring the nits. He was like, hey, these movies aren't even using over like 100 nits. So from that aspect, then yeah. But as far
yeah.
as how it looked, I didn't have any problems with the movies when they on my system.
I guess it goes under that perceptual brightness or whatever you want to say, perceptual contrast.
Yeah.
Because when I was watching Rebirth, there's when they're in the city, they're making the deal for the 10 million bucks, and it's overlooking the city. The sunlight's behind her, or when they're about to go on the ocean with the mosasaur and the sunlight's overhead.
Hmm.
That was bright. I mean, that's really
Yeah.
bright,
I didn't have
especially on
any
my
issues.
98 inch. So I guess whatever peak brightness for HDR, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I
But
think that's what he was. That's more what he was talking about is the movies being mastered at lower nits than what TVs are capable. Because I mean, you have TVs now that can do like 5,000 nits peak, and if the
yep.
movie's only being mastered at like, you know, 200, 300 nits, then yeah, that's
But it's
not bad.
not. If you're watching Rebirth or whatever F1,
It's not going to look dim.
yeah, when your TV kicks into Dolby Vision mode,
Yeah,
it's gonna boost it up and
yeah,
it's gonna look bright. I think the
yeah.
only issue I had was Free Guy. Free Guy is just dim.
I have to
Just
go back and watch
yeah,
that one. I haven't seen that one in a while.
that's just noticeably dim. I mean F1. I guess F1 could be kind of. I don't know if it's so much dim, but it's just real flat. It looks like
Yeah.
they
Well,
graded it. They didn't
and
grade it or something like that.
that's kind of how Gran Turismo was. Like I know that movie, there was a lot of scenes where it was like dusk because they were racing and they were training and stuff. So I think that's just how the movie was shot. And I'm trying to remember F1. Yeah, I want to say F1 when I saw it in the theater. It wasn't like I think that's just how it was shot.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think it's like, oh, this movie looks dim. I think it's just they shot it that way for the HDR. So
I mean, that's like Blade Runner 2049. That's not. That's also not an HDR scorcher either, but
right.
it's praised as one of the best 4Ks out there. I mean, I think you remember it's like high dynamic range doesn't necessarily mean it has to be 4,000 or 5,000
Right.
nits. Just as long as you have a nice, smooth, gradual color gradation between lightness and darkness, and the colors you're not getting banding and stuff like that. There's that good range between the two top and bottom end. So
Yeah, I think that's more acceptable than the audio where it's like, nah, man. There's like a dinosaur that's the size of a skyscraper that's growling over you. There should be stuff in the high channels.
yeah, there should be a D-Rex should have been growling above our
Yeah.
heads, but it just wasn't. Yeah. But other than that, yeah. So the OLED, I'm gonna be working on that over the weekend, and then just that's the only big thing really, and just my unboxing for the Lingdorf processor, which we'll be
I
shooting.
forgot about that.
I think they're coming on the 11th. We're gonna shoot some content for that.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's it though. All right, guys, we're coming at 90 minutes, almost exactly. All right, well, make sure you guys subscribe over to Haterade's channel. If you're on Haterade's channel, subscribe to my channel. Be on the lookout. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your thoughts down below. Did you guys see anything interesting at CEDIA? Did you notice anything weird with your audio mixes on any of these Hollywood movies that just came out? Leave your thoughts down below and let us know. Thank you for all the super chats, guys, and we will see you next time.